Yes, folks, it's Tales from the Jails with John G. Sutton. Do please like and subscribe. It's down there, folks, along with a link to my book. Today I'm going to be talking about the infamous inmate Paul Sykes. Now, the question I'm going to be asking is, and it's a question that's been put to me many times because I've met the man on numerous occasions, was Paul Sykes a pervert? Well, I can only tell you what I know of him. Let me first of all give you a brief outline of the crazy career of Paul Sykes. He was born in 1946 at a housing estate in Leeds. Lupset, I believe it was, is the name of the housing estate. Leeds in Yorkshire. And he was something of a wayward child. Experiencing problems with alcoholism from a very early age. He was also often involved in violence and served his first prison sentence at the age of 17. He would no doubt be in Borstal, so I'm sure that Paul Sykes really enjoyed that. By the year 1990, he had spent, believe this or not, 21 of his previous 26 years in various prisons. He was in various 18 different prison institutions he was in. Paul Sykes. I met him in Strangeways. He was serving an 8-year term for a bungled burglary or something that he'd committed in Blackpool, I believe it was. And he was a minimum of 8 years he was serving. And when I knew him at Strangeways, he was slightly over the top. You know, obviously the years of alcoholism and all the rest of it had taken their toll upon the man. But he was still a big, aggressive individual. And from what I heard from the inmates, he was taking his pick of young prisoners and engaging them in acts of sodomy, which is, for those of you who are unfamiliar with the term, it involves one man and one man getting to know each other very well. At the risk of seeming facetious, he wasn't actually seeking volunteers. He kind of picked them out and that was it. He was ably assisted by a notorious drug dealer from Liverpool, who shall remain nameless, but he was assisting him. Now, I don't know whether he was paying these people, because this particular drug dealing prisoner was exceedingly wealthy from the proceeds of crime, of course. Now, there's a big problem with the proceeds of crime. I believe it's bad money. It's like gambling. I can't stand gambling. I don't gamble. Last time I put money on a horse was in 1968. I never backed a horse since. Just don't believe in gambling. The horse won, by the way. It was called Red Alligator, and it won the Grand National, which has just run today, by the way. And it came in at 16-1. And I won quite a lot of money on it, because I knew it was going to win, you see. I just knew it was going to win. I think it was £2 each way on it, which was a lot of money in 1968. Yeah, but it won. I never backed a horse since. It felt wrong. The money felt bad, so I never touched it since. I believe in earning your money honestly, and then it sticks to you, and you can use it for good things like looking after your family and your grandchildren, your wife and your daughters and all that. That's what you use it for. It's good. But you get money that comes for nothing, it just flies out of your hand. Listen to me. Paul Sykes, was he a pervert? Listen, I've put up on this channel numerous broadcasts concerning Paul Sykes, and number of people who were physically, sexually assaulted by him in the prisons have responded and said, yes, that happened to me. And they don't want to report it, you see. I mean, it's, you can imagine, you know, if you were raped as a man, anally raped, then it's kind of plays on your mind, and you don't want people to know about it. You know, I mean, think about the film, what is it? Pulp Fiction, yeah? In which that guy gets anally raped. Yeah, he specifically says, "You will not tell anybody about this." Yeah, to the guy, to Bruce Willis is the character that Bruce Willis is playing. So you will not tell anybody about this. The people don't want to know, you see. But seriously, if you're watching this and you've been sexually molested by Paul Sykes, anonymously, put it in a comment down below. Let's see about this, because people are saying, no, it didn't happen. He wasn't like that, but he was like that. Numerous reports when I was at Strangeways of him molesting younger inmates. And let's face it, 6'4", 17 stone, he was a big fella, and he was doing weightlifting, and he'd been a professional boxer. He got taught a right boxing lesson by the British heavyweight champion John L. Gardner in 1979, who gave him a real boxing lesson, and eventually Paul Sykes just turned around and couldn't do any more, because he couldn't. He just wasn't up to the task in hand of outboxing John L. Gardner, who was one hell of a tough guy. So, and you can see that fight. Just go onto YouTube, type in John L. Gardner v. Paul Sykes, and you'll see the fight. Paul Sykes comes out throwing some big bombs, but not landing any. It's a good fight, really. It shows you that big bullies don't win. You've got to be able to box a bit. And Paul Sykes could box a bit, but not a lot. Anyway, so he's also got two sons as Paul Sykes. They're still alive, both serving life imprisonment for murder, knife attacks and killing people, yeah. A credit to the old man, aren't they? Such a credit, yeah. So, was Paul Sykes a pervert? In my experience and from my personal knowledge, yes, he was. One of the reports I had of Paul Sykes was that he used to get a copy of page 3 from The Sun and stick that onto the back of his selected victim, so that he was imagining that he was having sexual relationships with this beautiful topless young lady, when in actual fact he's got a convict bent over the bed without his underpants. So there you have it. Yeah, was Paul Sykes a pervert? That's the question for today. I believe he was. That's the reports I got when I was at Strangeways prison, and my dealings with Paul Sykes included having him held down whilst I forcibly injected him with chlorpromazine, also known as Largactil, stuck it in the upper outer quadrant of his right buttock, delivered by syringe. He was quiet after that, believe it or not. So here we have it today. It's that time of day, folks. Yes, that's the song dinger. Oh, I'll sing you a little song if you want. As I say, I've been collecting old Elvis records. 78, you know. This is released in 1959, so it's a while ago, isn't it? A Fool Such As I. Not know all the words like, but I'll give it a go. Are you sitting comfortably? You won't be when I finish this. Pardon me if I'm sentimental when we say goodbye. Don't be angry with me, should I cry? Though you're gone, yet I still remember dreams of you and I. Now and then there's a fool such as I. Now and then there's a fool such as I am over you. You taught me how to love, and now you see how happy I am. I'm a fool, but I love you, dear, until the day I die. Now and then There's a fool such as I. That helicopter ain't helicopter, it's Elvis rotating. I'm going to read you a poem now, because you like poems, don't you? I get you did, you know. Stories about Paul Sykes buggering inmates and William Shakespeare. From the ridiculous to the sublime. This is an extract from The Tempest, which is a play by Shakespeare. This insubstantial pageant. Our revels now are ended. These, our actors, as I foretold you, were all spirits, and are melted into air, into thin air. And like this baseless fabric of this vision, the cloud-capped towers, the gorgeous palaces, the solemn temples, the great globe itself, all which it inherit shall dissolve, and like this insubstantial pageant faded, leave not a rack behind. We are such stuff as dreams are made on, and our little life is rounded with a sleep. By William Shakespeare. Tales from the Jails, John G. Sutton. Don't forget to like and subscribe and get my book, folks.